Okay guys, I think it's working. So this is our movement efficiency class. Yeah, it is recorded. Okay, we'll start again. Okay guys, so movement efficiency class, what we're covering today is burpees. Okay, so that movement I'll go through in a minute, and another movement that you use the burpee in, okay, which is the devil's press, okay, and depending on time frame, the overhead transitions, so that could be anything like alternating snatches, etc. Okay, so starting off with, guys, what is a burpee? Well, essentially we've got 6 movements of a burpee there. I'm just going to bring this down because you need to see me on the floor. Okay, so starting off, so first movement of that burpee, guys, is that squat and placing the hands on the floor. So what you're looking for is this, okay, so that's the first setup, okay. Then next is going to be the push of the legs back, guys, okay, so that's movement 2. From that top of that push-up position, is lowering ourselves down into the push-up, okay. We're then coming up, okay. Next one, hips come forward, okay. So you're now back into phase 1, and then we're overhead jump with a clap behind the head, okay? So that is essentially what a burpee is. But this is quite slow, guys. So obviously we're spending a lot of time under tension there if we're going to do them like that. So what we're looking to do is make it efficient by turning it into 2 short, sharp movements, okay? So number 1, we're looking at combining that squat, placing the hands on the floor, pushing the legs back, getting into the top of that push-up position and down to the floor as quick as possible, okay? Show you what that should look like. Standing tall, guys. We're going to throw our hands down, kick the legs back, and chest is going to go to the floor as quickly as possible. So it should look something like this, okay? So you're essentially just throwing yourself to the floor there, okay? So that is our first stage. Some drills we can do for that, guys. If you want, you can get a mat, or some people piece of foam matting under yourself, so you can practice dropping to the floor quickly. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, we're just looking to get down there as quickly as possible. So you can do a few reps of that at home. Like I said, if you've got a piece of foam matting there, if you're afraid of just dropping down, you might hurt yourselves. Just put that foam matting there. You can practice getting quicker and quicker. The more confident you'll get that you're going to catch yourself at the bottom of the floor, the faster you will get. From the bottom of that floor position, guys, okay, so say we've dropped down nice and quick here. What we're looking to do is snap back up as quickly as possible. So from here, instead of, this push-up position and the hips coming forward, we're going to combine the next 3 movements into one fast one. So we're looking to just push. It's like a cobra position, guys. From here, we'll then snap the hips up, okay, and then that clap overhead. So I'll show you in fast motion, guys. Okay, so cobra up and back, right? Okay. So if we're explosive, we're not spending a lot of time doing that push-up. And so we're not losing as much energy there. Okay, so I'll show you the whole thing in one. Okay, so start of the burpee, dropping down, guys, up and then clap. Okay, nice and quick. A drill for the second part is, as I said, you can practice starting at the bottom of that position, getting to the cobra there, and just snapping those hips up as quickly as possible. Okay, so you can get back down to the floor. Snapping those hips up. Okay, so they're the 2 movements we're going to combine it into to make it quicker. And there's a few pointers I want you to do when you set up, okay? So you can have your feet about normal width, that's fine. As you go down, guys, I want you to keep your hands close, okay? This will help you in your push-up phase. If you're pushing up from out here, you're sort of using a bit more energy. If you're nice and close, it's easier for you to get into that cobra position there. So that's the first little tip, okay? Obviously dropping to the floor quickly is going to be the other one. So as you come down, guys, want it nice and close, okay? So that's the first little pointer. Easy to get in the cobra there. Okay, as you come up with those hips, rather than you popping here and then coming up to your clap, let's make ourselves a bit shorter, okay? So we're coming down, nice and quick. Let's bring those hips out as wide as possible, okay? So here, I've shortened how, my height, how high I'm going to go up. From there, I should be able to clap, jump up and clap overhead. So guys, hips out wide, opening up and clap, okay? So quickly, okay, just like so. As I said, you can practice those 2 drills. So jumping to the floor on the mat as fast as you can for the first bit, and then the second bit is getting into the cobra position and then popping those hips up, looking to get them quite wide if you can. You might need to practice some mobility if that's an issue, but just go as wide as you can. Even if it's a couple of inches more, you're going to reduce that height, which is going to save you how high you need to snap out of that burpee. Okay guys? Right, so we're going to combine this into the devil's press next. So, essentially devil's press, guys, is a burpee and that dumbbell snatch there, okay? So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, hopefully you can see. Should be able to see now. Right, so dumbbells are going to be set up like so. And you're jumping down. So thigh and chest touching the floor, guys. Jumping up from here. And then swinging those dumbbells overhead. Okay? So there's a few pointers here. Obviously, we've learned our quick burpee, so we want to do that, the setup at the bottom of the floor. But first of all, we want to make sure we can get our chest in there. So we're looking to try, you can even put a marker down, so a little bit of chalk, just so you know where to place the dumbbells each time. Okay, so that will help you when you return them back to the floor, so you're not moving them out all the time. That's one little tip, guys. From there, obviously, jumping down into this position, okay, so I'm in the bottom of my burpee position here. When I jump up, what I want to do, rather than jump up and bring my feet here, and then I'm sort of pulling and then swinging up, okay? What I want you to do, guys, in that set-up position, jump down, okay? You're going to snap up this time, but you're going to bring your feet in line with, okay, or just in front of those dumbbells. What's going to happen here is when you use that energy, okay, you're going to turn it into a kettlebell swing almost, because you're already coming out of the burpee there, opening those hips up, and the dumbbells are behind you. So rather than this sort of 3-part movement of down, snapping out, then loading and throwing up, you're going to do it all as one. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense, and you can see, I'm going to turn it sideways. Okay. Might be a little wide there. So down, chest in between, as we snap out, up and over, straight away. Okay? Down, back through the middle of the legs, returning it to that start position, back down, chest, up, and then through. Okay? A drill for that, guys. Get them in your starting position there. Okay? Bit like the burpee, we're going to start in this position, into the cobra, pushing up, and then practicing getting our feet in line or level with those dumbbells, okay, and back to the start. So you can just do a few reps of that, just so you get a feel for it, okay, and then you should be able to throw that overhead there. Okie dokie, guys. Right, I'll run through some overhead transitions. Just going to chalk my hands up. See if we haven't done enough devil's press today. Okay guys, so transitions of that dumbbell snatch there. I think you can see. I'm going to move it back a bit. Okay, so as always guys, we'll probably go through the actual snatch and clean and jerk techniques next time, so next week, so we can focus on some efficient movements on that, but it's too much to do all in one, because I want you to just take the pointers of the burpees here, but I'll show you transitions now, and we can run back over them again, maybe next week. Okay, so we swung this up guys, we're in our overhead snatch position, and we need to do alternating snatches. So if you're not comfortable, what you're normally going to do is bring it back down to the floor, change arms there, then go. That's fine, okay? You can save yourselves a few seconds by changing it mid-air, guys. Now, in the rules, we're not allowed to change it overhead, so that means it's got to pass the top of the head there before we can change it. So what I want you to do with this free arm, guys, as it comes down, you're following it, and then you're changing, okay? Right, so it's coming down, you're following, touch the floor, change back overhead, following, back overhead, okay, following, back overhead, following, back overhead, following, back overhead. Cool guys, so both tips of the head there, starting that movement as it comes down, you're following with this hand, touching, then alternating that rep. Okay, so you want to hold this sort of in the middle there, this hand's just guiding it along, boom, and then up. Okay, you can practice that maybe with a slightly lighter dumbbell, just get used to that following it here. You're not dropping it, you're just sort of releasing it into the other hand. What you don't want to do is completely let go and drop it because it's going to yank you. So you're taking just the tension at the last moment and then it's taking it into the other arm. So I'll show you again from the side. Okay. So up into the starting position. As it comes down, you're following and then. Okay. So there's no jolt, guys. You're just following it and then boom. Okay. Right, guys. If you've got any questions, just get them posted. We'll get this on to, I think we're putting it on Facebook and YouTube. So just have a little look. You can do this in your own time and it would be good to practice in workouts as well, okay? Hopefully you can pick up some pointers here and the movements become easier. Any questions or stuff you want us to cover, guys, just let us know and I'll see what we can do. We can put them in some future classes, okay?